Chairman Williams, thanks for the introduction and for your leadership of Fort Mojave Indian Tribe. You know, it was great to meet you last week in Nevada. And thank you, Secretary Haaland, for hosting this White House Conservation Summit here. You know, I want to thank you for all your fellow cabinet members and the federal employees across agencies to carry out this historic conservation plan across our nation, because it is a big deal. We're grateful to have incredible partners, including members of the Congress, tribal leaders, conservation advocates, all here today. And folks, it's my first week in office. I issued an executive order establishing the country's first ever national conservation goal. And we called it the America the Beautiful. And it's a nationwide campaign to protect and conserve by 2030 at least 30% of the lands and waters that support and sustain our nation. And last year on Earth Day, I signed an executive order to protect America's forests and to harness the power of nature in the fight against climate change. I'm here today to talk about an incredible progress that we've made. You know, my first year in office, we protected more lands and waters than any American president since John Kennedy. And with the help of members of Congress here today, I signed a bipartisan infrastructure law and the Inflation Reduction Act, the largest investment in climate and environmental justice and conservation ever, anywhere in the world. For the past 2 years, these investments have helped protect our iconic outdoor spaces, preserve our historic sites, and make our nation more resilient to the devastating impacts of climate change. We also relied on important partners to help us meet these goals. Farmers and ranchers have implemented critical conservation and stewardship practices across 50 million acres in private land and areas the size of the state of South Dakota. In Alaska, we protected the Tongass National Forest and the salmon Bristol Bay. We restored the protections and status the previous administration rolled back on Bears Ears National Monument. The Grand Staircase Escalante, the northeast canyons and seamounts of the Marine Monument.
Greetings, friends. Happy Tuesday to all of you. I have good news to share with you this afternoon. Americans are finally receiving their tax refund checks from our federal government. Experts have said that even if you don't usually file a tax return, there are some extra benefits for filing taxes this year. This can come in the form of monthly checks. Also, many low-income households are seeing boosted checks that are worth up to $1,000. So friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, in 3 days, I will be announcing the winners of the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Tax refunds represent a source of joy for millions of U.S. households. And this year, the average check is about $3,000. According to the latest data, refunds are often used to pay down bills, start an emergency fund, or splurge on something special. Refund checks may be pleasant to receive, but they are not free money from the government. Instead, they represent reimbursements from the Internal Revenue Service for taxes that workers overpaid throughout the year. Last year, that amounted to $360 billion in overpaid income, with 2 in 3 taxpayers receiving a check from the IRS. Because of the financial stakes, tax professionals and economists have engaged in a long-running debate about whether it's financially wiser to get a tax refund or to have as close to a net zero tax return and get nothing back from the Internal Revenue Service. On one side of the debate, many experts caution that tax refunds represent interest-free loans that taxpayers give to our federal government. But on the flip side, other financial professionals say it may be better for some taxpayers to receive a refund because it essentially provides an enforced savings plan, which can be helpful for people who have trouble saving money. And according to experts surveyed by CBS News, it is a financial wiser choice to get your money in your paycheck throughout the year. Derek Zenny, the president of Carolina Wealth Management, told CBS News, as of February 24, 2023, the average tax refund was $3,079. That is a $3,000 interest-free loan you are giving to the government. That is about $250 a month extra that you could add to your budget. That is similar to the monthly payments that many families with children received in 2021 through the expanded child tax credit. This money that was credited with reducing childhood poverty and helping families afford childcare, transportation, and much more. Aside from using the money for household expenses, taxpayers could use that extra $250 to save for retirement. That is a big issue, given that there's a massive retirement gap in the United States, with most Americans having far less than no need for a comfortable retirement. Other experts say that if you need the money on a short-term basis, you could sock it away in a high-interest savings account, which can now exceed 4%. By comparison, the IRS doesn't pay interest on tax refunds, which means you could be missing out on some extra money through a high-yield savings account or other investment vehicles. Almost half of Americans said they plan to save their refund checks. However, sometimes it's impossible to determine whether you'll receive a tax refund. For instance, the Earned Income Tax Credit and some other federal credits, which can only be taken annually on your tax return, can boost one's tax refund, regardless of whether a taxpayer has correctly withheld throughout the year. So, dear friends, would you rather have a tax refund or a net zero tax return? Please let me know in the comment section below. There are several governors that want to create state tax credits that would provide low-income households with a little bit of extra cash this year. During the crisis, when many people were out of work, the federal government used refundable income and child tax credits as a quick way of easing families' financial struggles. Some states, Vermont included, followed their lead by passing state-level child tax credits. Vermont's child tax credit provides $1,000 annually per child under the age of 6 to families with adjusted gross incomes of up to $125,000 a year. It is fully refundable, so families with low or no earnings can receive its full value. Families earning between $125,000 and $175,000 a year will receive a partial credit. In the state of New York, anti-poverty activists called on the state to increase funding for the Empire State Child Tax Credit. The current child tax credit provides a minimum of $100 and maximum of $330 for children between the ages of 4 and 16. However, advocates are concerned because there is currently no tax credit for children under the age of 4. Advocates say the increase in the tax credit would help parents of children under 4 with buying necessities like diapers, formula, and clothing. Well, my amazing and most dearest friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you, friends, for being part of this community and for joining me here every single day. To show my appreciation and to say thank you, I will be announcing 2 winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway this coming Friday. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.